Hello there. In a volatile and uncertain world where complexity is brought about by government regulations in the COVID arena, along with the ambiguity of what you can, cannot, and should not do when operating your business and you're living your lives, this video looks at that and we address one word: VUCA. I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Raymond Huan, and if you own a business, you are interested in business, or you wish to learn about the tips and tricks on how to operate your business better, I encourage you to click on the subscribe button that you see before you right now. VUCA, or VUCA, is an acronym that stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Volatility describes the intensity of fluctuation or changes over time. Uncertainty describes the unpredictability of events. Complexity describes the factors that influence a situation, how many they are, how often they interact with each other, and whether they are interdependent on each other. And ambiguity corresponds to the ambiguity of a situation or information. VUCA is not a recent buzzword. This was first introduced in 1985 in the book Leaders: Strategies for Taking Charge, written by Warren G. Bennis and Bert Nanus, to describe the external factors faced by corporate leaders. It gained traction when the US Army War College used it in response to the collapse of the USSR in the 1990s. The collapse of the USSR in the 1990s is an example of a VUCA situation because that meant a large geopolitical and economic bloc dissolved into multiple smaller independent states. A more recent example, the emergence of disruptive technology, has created a VUCA situation, which has given rise to disruptive startups and disrupted their respective industries. Amazon, Netflix, Airbnb, and cryptocurrencies are such examples. And then there is the COVID-19 pandemic that has everyone affected and everything, including how we plan for our future, how we view our future, and how our lives has changed since early 2020. An academic study proposed that businesses large and small can thrive and survive in a VUCA world through 4 key ways. That is, being agile in response to volatility, learning how to manage information and knowledge, and knowing what to do with it in response to uncertainty. Learning how to respond to what you can control and establish clarity and simplicity to counter complexity. And the 4th one, being open to experimentation, that is to counter ambiguity. Let's take a look at 2 examples of how companies have responded to the global pandemic. One that thrived during the pandemic and one that is pivoting to help them move forward after being hit hard by the pandemic itself. Let's take a look at them. Bunnings Warehouse as a company has thrived during the pandemic because they have been able to respond to the customers' changing needs. It also helped their businesses when what they offered coincided with the lifestyle changes that the consumers underwent because of being locked down in their homes. That is, doing home improvements at home. As a result, Bunnings Warehouse reported almost a 20% year-on-year earnings growth as Australians used their forced isolation on home improvements. The company was also named Australia's strongest brand in 2021 by Brand Finance Australia's annual analysis of brand strength. They provided tools and platforms that addressed the customer's needs for contactless services, including things like the e-commerce shop, the Bunnings Product Finder app, which helped customers find what they needed in store, their drive and collect services. They also use their locations as vaccine sites. This is a form of goodwill to their community, including customers who frequented their locations by providing a familiar and convenient space to get vaccinated. But from a practical standpoint, serving as a vaccine site was an opportunity to increase foot traffic in store as well. Thirdly, Bunnings has a strong, loyal and engaged customer base, many who became unofficial brand ambassadors and social media influencers. There are many online groups and blogs that share DIY hacks that solve everyday problems or provide inexpensive solutions using available Bunnings products. This embodies the DIY culture of the brand. Airbnb was a technology disruptor that changed the way people vacation and how people invested in their property. But when the pandemic struck, it experienced a profit crunch that led to 25% of their workforce being laid off in May 2020. The good news is that they have been rebounding in the last quarter of 2021. And both investors and analysts are very hopeful that Airbnb is back for a comeback. The founders of Airbnb are seeing new opportunities. The pandemic has shifted how people work and travel, and the company believes that remote work has untethered people from the office, allowing them to work anywhere as a result. People are spreading out to thousands of towns and cities all over the world, staying for weeks and months and even entire seasons at a time. And to help Airbnb pivot and respond to this new normal of work and travel, co-founder Brian Chesky has committed to living full-time in Airbnb properties to get a better appreciation of how remote workers intend to work and travel. He intends to use this experience to help Airbnb understand the unique needs of remote workers on travel. What Bunnings and Airbnb have in common is that they were able to respond to volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity in 4 ways. They knew what to do and how to manage the information that they have. In this case, they understood that lifestyles are changing and that affects what the customers needed. They knew how to respond based on this information and in their case provided what their customer needed. They were open to experimentation. Bunnings provided new services, while Airbnb is extending their services to cater to a new customer demographic. Overall, they are being agile by responding to the changes as they come. Being agile, learning how to manage what you know about the market and your customers, learning how to respond to what you can control, and being open to experimentation are the key 4 ways to survive and thrive in a VUCA world. My name is Raymond Huan. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next video very soon.